6, right?
All right, we are live. Welcome to another episode of Summerland Enchantment. The year is 502 still. Again, feels like we're stuck in this. Oh, hold on. I'm getting feedback.
Sorry.
Yeah.
That was me.
Okay.
My device was not muted. We're good now. As soon as I heard, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. We are live. Let's go ahead and do some introductions, and then we'll get started with the game. We'll start with Rebecca.
Hi, my name is Rebecca, and I play Sir Bowie. I just looked at the thing, so.
No, we're probably not continuing with them, so you can go with your
lovely.
norms.
Hi, I'm Rebecca, and I play Owen.
Bowie died in a fire last time. I forgot to tell you that.
That's right.
Off screen, just died of fire.
Yeah. Lightning bolts, several of them.
It was so tragic. He was trying to rescue horses from the barn.
Yeah, I feel like Bowie could die off screen at some point.
How dare you? How?
No, it used to happen on screen. It used to happen on screen. No one wants to miss that.
Yeah,
no one wants to miss death by horse. No one wants to.
He's just like, I am still emperor.
So if we all know
Bowie will die dramatically.
Yeah, if we all know Bowie's gonna die by horse or involving a horse, is it really that surprising when it happens?
Yes.
No, but it still brings me joy every time.
The manner in which he dies by horse will probably be surprising.
Bowie will be my sacrifice to the horse god. Like here.
There's a horse god.
We saved a girl from sacrifice to the horse god last time.
Okay. We'll continue.
Anyway.
Yeah. You are cut over, kind of, mostly. There we go. And Lady
Owen. Princess of the Autumn Court and all that.
And all that, indeed. We will go to Emily next.
Hi, I'm Emily. I played Sir Everett last time. This time I'm most likely playing Beatrice, I'm assuming, if Rebecca's playing Olwen. If not, I'm in some weird storyline by myself, which, I'd go for.
I think it's probably Beatrice.
Lady Beatrice.
It is Lady Beatrice now.
It's true.
Don't you forget it.
It's true. Okay, and you're cut over now as well. So, kind of. Hold on. Forgot about that. We never change the names in this chat, so that's weird when we do. And then finally...
Oh, I should.
Finally, we'll go over to Nicole.
Hi, I'm Nicole. I play Sir Elian, who honestly is probably going to go look for that giant horse, not knowing that they've already gotten him away.
Indeed. It's funny because it's true. Okay.
Hey.
Okay, so we're going to pick up. Dang it. We're going to do a little bit more vignette stuff, and then we're going to dive in a bit more. For those that are chiming in for the first time, this is Pendragon, King Arthur's Pendragon RPG by Chaosium Games. It is version 5.2, so not the newest edition yet. We will be cutting over to that, just not yet.
Eventually.
We're going to zoom in before Elian goes off. I'm assuming that Elian didn't just fight a war to not pay for a ransom for her father, yes? Yeah, so...
Yeah, she's ransoming the guy.
Okay. So we're going to pick up on that a little bit. And we're going to change the music here. Let's go with this. Maybe that's good. We'll find out. No. It's we do that one too often. There we go. Elian, let's see how your general handling of the situation goes. I'm gonna go with courtesy here. See how you handle the process.
And I'm inspired because
yes,
family.
Currently because you still haven't retrieved him. The moment you have, it's gone. It's gone.
Down.
Success.
Okay. Oh, this is like I can't do this. This is evil mom music. We can't do that.
No, I want my evil mom, and that's how it yet do.
It could be my evil mom music. You don't know
That's
that.
what I mean. I didn't specify.
There are
Look.
2 evil moms.
Look, I'm scared. I don't want it.
We'll do it. Sounds good. Whatever this is. So, Elian, courtesy 12. You did the passy thing. Dang it, I can't use that either. What happened? We used to have more music than this. I had like a lot. I had like a fair amount of music.
A fair amount?
Yeah. That sounds creepy. Yeah, that'll work. I like it. Alright. Elian. You managed to negotiate. So the trick is really finding out who owns the area you were trying to find your way to, which was effectively the monastery somewhere between the Angles and Essex. You find out after the battles are fought that Cleanstream is in fact inside Essex.
Yeah, that's one of the regions she chose, Essex.
That's the region you fought for, not against.
Mm-hmm.
So, because you fought for them, or alongside them, this goes pretty well for you. They will ransom him back to you for 8 Libram.
Cool. And I earned 2 fighting for them, so I can't just exchange him for my father.
You can exchange him with the Angles. And that's what we're doing with a courtesy roll. So you exchanged your captive, right? Your captor.
Mm-hmm.
You captured someone last game.
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Yes.
So you're captive. With that courtesy roll, you find out the proper price from him from your temporary Essex allies. You find out that he is in fact worth 25 Libram, the man you captured. So we're gonna say this probably takes another 28 days for everything to settle. When we pick back up with this, you've getting a lot of feedback. When we pick back up with this, you've managed to already collect your ransom, and then you've paid your ransom. So you are effectively 20 Libram in the net positive, which is significant. Most manors, if they were completely barren but you still had to pay for the cost, they'd cost you about 10 Libram a year. So 20 Libram is pretty significant for anyone to have as a personal sort of income, especially non-landholder. You find your way towards Cleanstream. Give me an awareness roll as you're kind of walking alongside or riding alongside a number of Saxons who are walking. They're your guides into Cleanstream to recover your father.
Okay. What am I rolling?
Awareness.
Indeed.
Success.
You come across a site ahead. Actually, no, I'm going to go with this. You hear the sound of a cry ahead. It sounds like a shout, and then a cry out in pain. You hear iron on iron or steel on steel. You're uncertain. the actual terrain makes it very hard to kind of see. It's still pretty foresty over here. Lots of turns and small hills. What do you want to do? You're actually, give me an intrigue test.
Ooh.
Success.
The Saxons look very worried. They look at each other. They look fearful. I don't think you've seen, even on the battlefield, one thing you can attribute to the Saxons is their valor. They are brave and reckless folk. But they look very fearful here. It reminds you of the way sort of the pagans might react to, say, the Wild Hunt. What do you want to do with this as they're standing around talking in not your language?
Well, do they know what language? Are there any of them who I can talk to?
Yep, there are some that speak Cymric. The main guide who's here, he speaks like a broken Cymric.
I think she's staying kind of physically close because she can actually understand.
Yeah. Again, you can't understand them because they're currently speaking to each other in Saxon.
Yeah.
If you want to engage them, you can.
Yeah, she's going to be like, what is...
Sorry, you cut out.
So she's going to ask them, what is that?
He thinks hard. You've seen him do this a couple of times. It's when he doesn't know a good translation for a word. He says, demon. And then he says, night.
Do you know what they look like?
He shakes his head.
She has a good idea of what this is, so she's gonna... She's not planning on running forward. She goes...
So you were cutting out like a ton, yeah.
Oh, sorry. She's gonna ask, are they fighting someone? What usually happens with this?
He seems to be irritated by your calm and questioning. And they kind of move towards the tree line now, like almost like anticipating ambush. They're gonna sit quiet.
Okay.
And he doesn't answer your question, your last one.
Okay. She's like, all right, it's fine. And she's gonna do what they're doing.
They are doing nothing. Oh, you're gonna join them in?
Yeah, I'm gonna join them.
Okay, they're off horseback. You're not. So you really like. It's kind of like it would be very kind of ridiculous for you to like do what they're doing on a horseback. Do you want to get off?
Yeah, I'm gonna get off my horse and just kind of pull it over to the side. They're hiding essentially, right?
What's that?
They're hiding essentially. Is that what I?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're hiding, but in like a less cowardly. It's more like let's put our backs to some trees, make sure we have a clear sight of the road, and like watch for if whatever it is coming, we can deal with it.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, she's gonna move toward the back just so the horse is out of the way.
Okay. Yeah. This goes on for probably like 10 minutes, and then after about 10 minutes, you do hear for about a minute of that time, you hear more clanking of metal and cries and shouting. And then after that, there's about 8 minutes of nothing. After a while, the group kind of look at each other and nod. And he says to you, the guide says, "We move now. Carefully." Or he says, "Careful."
Okay. She's gonna do as instructed. She doesn't know where she is.
Okay.
She has an idea of what this is, so she's just gonna go along with it.
This guy's name is Baldwin, too.
Baldwin.
Okay, so you kind of follow, and as you follow along the road around the bend, you do see the start of the river, and you realize that that's probably the river that leads to Clearstream. So you are on the right path. You continue along carefully, being guided by this Saxon convoy, and eventually you come upon the site of the massacre. There's like a small, looked like retinue of traveling Saxons under armed guard. There are men, there are women, there are children. They're all dead. A couple of the Saxon warriors begin to react by shouting, and the other more fearful ones try to stop them from making noise here. How is Elian doing with this whole thing?
Well, seeing the massacre, she is suspicious of a certain cursed sword being involved.
Right?
But there's not really anything she can do, so she's just gonna kind of keep moving on quietly, following along with them.
Some of them, a few of them, opt to stay behind at this point and deal with the dead. Baldwin is equally as happy to use you as an excuse to continue forward.
Not complaining. I don't especially want to stick around either.
Okay. Following the river up ahead, you make your way to the small monastery. You can tell it's adorned with old, sort of a very old Roman site, effectively, with the Roman cross ahead. At about 100 paces or so, Baldwin comes to a stop and says, "He is here. Here you find him."
Thank you. Do I know if he's gonna stay, or is he are we parting ways?
I think he was probably contracted, or not even contracted, probably told to guide you here, not necessarily guide you back. Now, you are a famous hunter, so and you aren't dealing with Sauvage, so that's positive. Okay.
I think I'd just like to keep him with me because he speaks Saxon. So I'm gonna, if I can get him to stay until I return.
How do you want to approach that?
I take it I'm paying him.
Okay, so you're gonna make an offer to him then?
Yeah. Yes. Sorry, kittens have come in behind me.
Indeed. Make a courtesy roll, please.
I'll offer him a librum. That seems like a success.
Okay. Yeah, he smiles, a toothy smile. You are effectively dealing with this sort of Saxon. I mean, they're not unique to the Saxon, but this would be like the equivalent of like a, everything. Coin's very important to him. Put it that way. So, you mentioned Librum, and he says, "Oh, of course." He says, "But I still wait here." He says, "Priests don't like Saxon."
One expects otherwise. So yeah, we'll regroup there, and meanwhile, I'm going to go retrieve my convert dad.
Okay, are you approaching on horseback? How are you approaching the gate? It's currently evening. You'd expect most places to have gates to have them shut.
I mean, I could camp out and come back in the morning if I think that's better.
I will leave it to your discretion how you want to approach this. What you do find fishy is that he doesn't make mention of
Angles?
No, he doesn't make mention of like captives. Like you see no sign of captives or captors.
Yeah. It does sound like it's weirdly peaceful.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna be on my horse. What do you do? Cinnamon roll and pancake are behind me. And I'm gonna try and get someone to open the gate, I guess.
Okay. Are you calling out in Kimry then? You hailing the gate? And you're riding up on a horse?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Just checking.
Your questions here are not making me very...
It's my job to make you uncomfortable at any point. Yeah.
It really is.
You hear a call out in Kimry, and it says, "State your name, horse rider."
Sir Avalon of Avalon.
The gate's open. You hear the sound of the gate opening, and you see a man stride out in a brown cloak. Robe, really, more so. And he starts to move right towards you.
I don't think he's an... Like, does he look like he might...
It is pretty dark here.
I'm a little suspicious. We don't see any captors.
Yeah, that's fair.
I want to, like... She's kind of giving it up and down, trying to figure out if this guy's potentially dangerous.
I will take a recognize roll +5.
And I still have my inspiration.
Yes.
Success.
What are you doing, Cinnamon?
You kind of pause, kind of glancing over the figure, and you realize He's too thin to be any sort of warrior. You kind of, being the martial skilled knight you are, you quickly triage him. Is he a threat? It's easy to note that he's not really large enough, is a bit too frail to really be any sort of, major combatant or threat. Now the question is he a brigand or an assassin or something that could threaten you that way? That one's harder to put your hands on. But as the figure starts to move forward a bit more, you see the bottom half of his face in the moonlight. And though he's aged, you know the shape of that face. You know the features. And as he comes into view, you see your father.
Well, I didn't think I'd see you again. You seem to be in good health and not in danger.
You went missing.
Yeah, I did. It was only 5 years for me. Apparently it was a lot longer.
I see. But you haven't aged that much.
I wasn't... I don't know why you converted or how you feel about certain non-Christian things. I was in Faerie.
He does the sign of the cross when you say that.
She cannot help but roll her eyes.
It's a miracle you came back then.
I mean, I suppose so. Kind of a miracle anyone gets back anywhere these days. Regardless of whether or not you go to Faerie.
You should come in, at least for now, until morning. There's a very evil spirit that prays these lands.
Of course there is. I was told that the Angles had taken this place. So, and she kind of looks around like you're making it clear that she's confused. She doesn't see them right away.
They did. He's got a look in his eyes like he's reflecting on something. For a time, the other Saxons held us, the Angles, as it were. They made the mistake of hunting that evil spirit. He killed most of them. And the others left on their own.
Yeah, he seems to be pretty active in these parts. You don't perchance have a description, do you?
What was that?
You don't perhaps know what this spirit looks like, do you?
They say his hair is that of fire, his eyes that of blood. They say he can kill a man with only a gaze. but he prefers the sword instead. You know, this is how most folklore picks up when it deals with anything supernatural.
Yeah, that's what I'm gathering. She's like, well, it's not super helpful, but okay.
Everything's on fire and evil, and
everything's on fire and evil.
Everything
especially
looks
with
like a World of Warcraft avatar, and it's like glowing 3 different colors. With
especially
3
with
words.
Christians.
Yeah. No,
Christians
it's pretty common across all the cultures. Let's be honest.
It is.
Yeah. It's just like the Christians write it down. That's the difference.
The Christians write it down and they take it real serious.
Yes.
I'll spend the night. I have a Saxon guide. He's concerned about coming in here because monasteries and Saxons are in a great combination.
Is he your guide or your captor?
A guide. I'm pretty sure I could take him.
And I see no issue with welcoming into the monastery for one night.
All right.
If you like this guide, it's best to do so.
Yeah, I have a feeling Saxons are not safe in this area with the demon around. Not as worried about myself, strangely. So I will collect Baldwin and return.
Like, over the next little while, when you're with your father, he'll ask you, "How did you find me?"
I got a messenger from Avalon came to tell me.
You're not in Avalon?
So, when I left Faerie, I came out in Summerland. I said of Avalon because I figured you would recognize me that way. As was just saying, for alien of Barrowcrest, which might have confused you.
And you received this message. Who holds our manor?
See, that's where it gets complicated. I had found Emmerich and had him there. But he was killed in a raid with the Irish and some of our distant kinsmen.
He looks sad at that.
He had matured more than I ever thought he would.
I'm glad to hear that.
I think you would have been proud of him.
He smiles hearing that. I thought that both of you were gone.
Well, we thought you were gone. She looks a little reproachfully at him.
Then it seems we all did not look close enough.
I was told to him bow.
Whoa, that was super robot-y, my friend. What did you say?
Oh, I was told you died in battle.
I imagine that's what they thought.
You didn't care to correct anyone.
I was taken captive. It was the church that paid my ransom.
King Modron.
He shakes his head. I hear that Modron's son now marches into Logris.
Yes, Nanteliad aims to become High King, as it seems to be most kings.
Do you think you grew up with him? Do you think he'd be a good king?
I find him honorable still. Time has passed. He is king now, so he no longer has a certain naivete that we do when we're younger. But I think he is a good king.
Why would you swear to Summerland? What happened?
I would not have left Faerie without them.
And it seems we both find loyalty in those who would save us from our conditions.
Someone needs to run the manor. And Teliad has a steward there, but the Lord would be best. I don't qualify. In the eyes of many.
He pauses, and it's sort of like a nervous comment, but he's like, "Are you wed?"
I
imagine that was fairly uncertain in your background to your father, exactly, like, because you as a
what her orientation is.
Yeah, as a female, you chose your knighthood, which was rare and is rare still, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's like not as clear of a path for who gets wed and has kids, right? Like
she was my lover was in Faerie, and she passed. She's a little uncomfortable because I think this is essentially her coming out to her dad. And she's just like now just waiting to see what happens.
Yeah. You don't specify the you don't
she says she says she passed.
Okay.
Yeah, she's just kind of like on the side. It was like fairy lady.
You can tell for a second, for like half a second, he's about to ask if you have like an heir then. And then you complete the comment and he doesn't ask that question anymore. That answers his question. So he nods. Are you sure this wasn't some sort of trick on you? You say a fairy? I heard many of the people on the coast, they believe that the fairies are akin to demons.
There's certainly more inhuman than human.
Hell, you're not wrong. Is that what we're getting from Elian? Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, not all of them, but yes, also.
All of them, like, kind of, yeah. not all of them. There are two. Essentially, when you boil it down, there's two types of Fae, and some definitely lean toward the more Catholic demonic, the more Christian demonic idea. My lady was not. And neither is my current.
He looks like
lady.
really confused and like he doesn't know. This is probably the most awkward moment in Elian's life, probably.
Yeah, this is like the most awkward.
Yeah, but he goes, after a long,
when I came out
long
to my mother,
pauses,
just like that awkward.
Yeah, we'll play on that. The priest father too, no less. But he, or the monk father. But he, after a time, he says, many believed you slain in that battle, even though your body wasn't recovered. Or he says, I think you died during the March of Aurelius. Was it a hunt?
The March of Aurelius. I disappeared in a hunt.
Okay, yeah, that's right. So I think he'll say that. He's like, many believed you taken.
Did people forget that? That was in my backstory?
I think it's the fact that you got lost on a hunt and the fact that the hunting role is what you constantly get lost on.
Yeah, did y'all forget? Like, it worked out. It's just full circle.
It's
become full circle. It's a beautiful thing.
I didn't realize
that was my backstory before I even ever rolled a hunting roll.
Yeah, I forgot about that. He'll say, many assume something in the forest got you.
Not entirely wrong. It was just a very beautiful maiden.
If I'd known, I would have kept looking.
You would not have found me. It's better that you didn't. There are parts of Faerie that I don't wish you to see. Well, I don't wish any human to see.
When I was wounded and left for dead, there was a brother of the cloth that looked after me. I should have died, but I didn't. He stayed with me, and he petitioned for me. His home was here, but on the way here, he was killed. And so I took up the cloth in his stead. Rebecca's like, suspicious 12.
We both were until you said, like, oh, he died on the way. And we're like, oh.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, never mind.
It's an old ass man. I mean.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know certain prophecies.
Oh, I don't know anything. I was just suspicious.
Visions.
So I take it I can't convince you to return to Avalon.
He looks back at the monastery. I'm gonna have him test something, especially because you said that. I'm gonna go with.
Test.
While we're testing it, I just want to say we're missing an opportunity by not calling him Father.
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 He's a
Father,
father that is
brother,
also
father.
a father. Or brother, father. Oh, that sounds terrible.
Yeah.
No, brother, father. Father, father.
That's a whole different part of lore.
Yeah. That's when we play the Deep South game. Sorry.
That's a little too Oedipus.
What was that
It's a
movie
little
called? I couldn't pull it. What's the name of it again?
Deliverance?
Yes, thank you, Deliverance.
Yeah.
That's what popped in my head.
I'm from the South.
Dueling lutes.
Yeah, instead of banjos, it's lute.
I was at the farmer's market not long ago, and there was a banjo.
Listen, the banjo is a legit instrument. It gets a bad rap.
It can.
It is. Have you ever listened to bluegrass rap? It's the funniest thing I've ever heard.
I'm gonna have to Google it after this.
Okay, I'm gonna test. I'm testing his love God passion right now versus
God.
versus love family. His family was down to a 10 because when you don't have a passion, when you have no living family, it turns out that the passion tends to dwindle. But I'm gonna give him a D6 addition to that with your return. So we'll see.
But isn't it a miracle from God that she has returned?
Indeed.
Thereby.
You can interpret this many ways, so let's find out.
Wrestling with.
Oh, that's close too.
Oh.
Yeah.
Face it.
You can tell he's torn. Like really torn. But he's like, I'm sorry, but I cannot.
I wouldn't. Yeah. Right before he says that she's about to, say, I'm not going to make you. I understand. Don't intend to send anyone there anymore. Not since. It's really my fault Emmerich died there. He wouldn't have returned if I hadn't talked him into it. She clearly feels really guilty.
You can tell he's still sorting through it. You know your father wasn't a big fan of Emmerich.
No.
He's a bigger fan of you than your brother, right? So
yeah, my brother was the troublemaker.
He's like, yeah, that was really sad. Anyways, glad you're back. No, it's not quite that bad, but he's. You know,
I love all my children equally.
Yeah.
I never really cared for Emmerich.
Giant life-size portrait of Alien, and then the little itty bitty Emmerich one.
Yeah.
Alien was the favorite.
Beside.
Alien was the favorite son, and she's not a boy.
It'd be like that.
Yeah. I think that was even established, kind of. But
yeah, so we established it in character creation.
He says, does Emmerich have any children of his own?
He never wed, and I don't know of any children.
Yeah.
When you say he never wed, that part, like he looks like he's looking for more, but then you say, and I know of no children.
Yeah, she expected that. She's like, makes it a little hard to know if he had any. I don't know if he knew of any either. Do
you know where he spent his time? You said you found him.
When I found him, it was a few years ago, and it had been 15 years since I had last seen him. He was in love with a married woman, which I realize how that sounds. It sounds
like your brother.
Yeah, it does. I swear he changed because there was nothing sexual about it.
Could you send someone to see if he has any heirs, illegitimate or otherwise?
Well, they won't be legitimate, but I've never been sure where to look.
But you said you found him.
Yeah, he had been a traveling bard, essentially.
He's like...
You know what he was like in his youth.
I would say there's a good chance that there is a legitimate heir out there somewhere then. He says illegitimate, not legitimate. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure there. I'm not sure how to actively look, but certainly if I can find an heir of his, I would intend to adopt them.
He says, you could hire someone. There are those skilled in looking, indeed. This is not an uncommon problem for knights.
She does not mention the fact that Emmerich was not a knight. She just look good.
Yeah, that probably is a smart move not to mention that.
I feel like that's both in both their minds and they just don't say it.
True. I agree with that. Wholeheartedly. Okay, so maybe we'll kind of close the vignette there. Is there any last things you want to add to that?
No, I think they just had the awkward coming out conversation and then figuring out heirs.
Yeah, it's true.
She's almost like 30 now, and she's just now telling her dad that she's like full gay.
At least she knows.
Yeah, I wonder if that's kind of like it's doing something that you haven't had a chance to do. It's kind of like a defining moment for you.
Yeah, she hasn't seen him since she was like 21 or 22. And he probably just thought she was fully chaste, abstinent that whole time.
Right? Yeah, I think that was probably the assumption. I mean, or at least what they were willing to...
girlfriend. Or
yeah, right?
for her entire life.
Growing up Catholic, I definitely saw that scenario. Okay, so let's maybe give you a test here. We're gonna give you a test on love family.
Success.
Ooh. Now I want you to test Faerie. Or Fae. I mean.
They're both successes, but family was better.
Indeed. Roll a d3 for me. Okay.
3.
What is your highest passion right now? Honor, right? Was it honor? I feel like it was honor.
Honor and love family are both at 16.
Okay. Well, love family.
So is homage to an intelligent.
Love family just went to 19 for you. And Faye dropped to 11.
This is kind of hilarious to me because she has one known family member. I mean, outside of her cousin.
Maybe that's why you care so much.
Sure.
It's an opportunity you didn't think you had anymore.
Yep.
And that stays with you. It's kind of covering off that passion. Now, keeping that high, it will be different. That would mean probably, one thing I'm going to start doing a bit more policing-wise is people with anything above the normal famous passions need to do things throughout the years to keep them up, or else they go away. If you're like, I love my family so much, I haven't talked to them in 5 years, and you know what I mean? Haven't brought them up once in my storyline. It's like, no, you don't, though. Not really.
Not really. It's comfort.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can end the vignette there. Well, she is gonna just, before she leaves, ask him about any great horses in the north. Any giant white horses. She for sure does not know Nimue has been rescued.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, absolutely. He's like, actually, I remember when we were on the march with Aurelius, there was one just north of Salisbury. Perhaps Gentian or perhaps Clarence. Maybe Ridichin. That way, though.
Clarence is also where I found Emmerich. That might be a good place to search.
Okay. Well, one sec. Yeah. There we go. Okay, so we will get you to roll real quickly. If you could please roll 2d100 for me.
38 and 8.
38 and 8.
If only it was called Cthulhu.
Right?
Yeah. That's a great roll.
So you're alone now, right? Like you're not you had your guide. Your guide's gonna take you.
I had my guide.
But the other knights carried on.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other knights couldn't deal with it.
Yeah. I think the other knights were all Saxons, so
no, yeah. I meant your knights from the Manor.
From Summerland.
Yeah.
Mortalic
and Rockvale.
Yeah.
You would remember Mortalic.
Of course.
Yeah.
I love a mnemonic device.
How are you getting back? Back through the way you came, pretty much?
She's gonna skirt Essex, and avoid angles, and then just kind of make her way through, like the quickest way into Clarence and Gentian.
Okay, and I will get a hunting roll from you. You are no longer impassioned.
I am no longer impassioned. It should be, Oh, I crit.
Good Lord. Job.
Well done. On your way through the forest, you encounter a knight that begs for your spear. You see his has been broken. I don't recall if you were one who met him prior, So we'll start with a heraldry and recognize roll, and then we'll add a bonus to both if you did meet him when I reveal it.
And I try and impassion.
Yeah, sure. I'll take it.
I want to do loyalty lord because she's searching for Nimue.
Hey, thanks, man. Bits. Yeah.
No.
Turns out you aren't looking that hard for Nimue. Not yet, anyways.
Well,
you're about to.
I'm not.
Yeah, you're about to.
Heraldry. Oh, I crit on heraldry.
Okay, that might be enough. Do you recognize this
And
person?
I recognize. Failed, but heraldry.
Yes.
I imagine that she probably heard about him from Beatrice. He's the guy I'm thinking of, right?
Yep.
Is it the guy that thought that Beatrice was pretty?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he tried to sleep with her, and she was like, "No."
Well, yeah, I was trying to make it not that sentence, but yeah.
It was a cuddle. He didn't want to cuddle.
Yeah, he's a little wild.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hi, buddy.
I think he has like a whack lustful score if I remember correctly. I gotta go check.
Oh yeah,
it's like 17
and I think
or something.
if I recall, I think he might have gotten a crit on it.
Yeah, it was something,
or at least,
something like that.
Or something wild.
Yeah.
But he was respectful, and when Beatrice said no, he was like,
"Yep,
I had to ask."
Yeah. He looks stark raving mad, and he's like, I need a spear. And he's like, Sir Knight, I request yours. Loan me your spear. I will pay you back in kind.
No. But she just like...
I think with the crit on heraldry, you've heard the stories not only of King Palinor, but of his hunt, his obsession with the hunting beast, or what he calls the hunting beast.
I mean, she's also familiar with it because I think that's what she was supposed to do.
I said the wrong word.
Yeah, it's questing. Yeah.
You are not suspicious of him at all.
I am not at all. I'm being generous if I give him my spear.
You're gonna give him your spear?
Yeah.
Okay. And off he goes.
Oh, liar.
She kind of figured.
Yeah.
Dishonor.
Did you...
You're muted, babe. Oh, okay.
What?
Oh, I was talking to Emily. She was saying things, but she was muted, and then I said she was muted, and she mouthed, I know.
I looked up, I'm like, what?
I stay muted because I'm a talker. So.
It was very, deliberate, so I thought you were trying to, say it.
Did you say your name?
I can normally tell the difference.
Elian, did you announce who you were in that exchange? It would be standard fare for knights, but he just referred to you as
standard. She would have. Yeah.
Maybe we'll test courtesy. Yeah, let's test courtesy.
Yeah. She's very courteous.
Okay.
She did.
But he's gone nonetheless.
He's gone nonetheless.
Yeah. What do you want to do with that?
Yeah, that sounds about right. She's just gonna move on. She knows the rumors. He's crazy.
Okay. Yeah. Confirm is craziness confirmed. I will give you, with your previous hunting score. Let me just look this up 1 sec. One sec. Okay, I want you to do another impassioned, or let's do an impassioned awareness roll.
So I am impassioned?
Yeah, because you impassioned. Or no, you failed it. Never mind. Just
I
straight.
failed it.
Just straight.
Yeah. Success.
Okay. You you hear some like rustling off in the distance as you're traveling, but you don't see anything. It doesn't get louder. It doesn't get any closer to you, and there's almost like this ghastly barking noise that comes with it. Perhaps you maybe even think that it
Wild hunt.
Yeah. I think that's how you believe it'd be. Regardless, we will continue forward from there. So we were gonna close out your event there. You did travel with that critical hunting roll. You find Uffington Whitehorse. So the other one, and there is no sight of Nimue. And for one librum, you can send someone looking to see if your brother has a illegitimate heir. In the cat, like you probably have to go to Clarence to get it started, if that's kind of where you're starting your investigation, and then every year we'll roll. If you want to upkeep that, it'll cost you 1 librum a year. We'll roll to see what happens each year and see if anything is found. On certain rolls, you'll hear back certain amounts of information about it. So it might be a fool's errand. I'll warn you that, but it might also prove
might pay off.
Yeah.
So she'll do that.
Cool.
She's got that 19 love family now. She's kind of desperate.
Okay. We're going to continue with the vignettes. That was a very long one, but I think the alien's father being alive needed to happen. We're going to go to, I think, Beatrice and kind of go right to left. And I think, is this Beatrice and Nimue? Is that the most important scene, or is this just like, I mean, she's captured every 2 days or whatever, so does it really matter?
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Captured again,
honest.
huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Freed again? Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah.
Or Nimue.
I will leave it to you. What is the most, we'll go right to left here. What is the most important vignette for Beatrice? Oh, Beatrice is due soon.
Yeah, and so Olin would be due before Beatrice because Olin was 7 months and Beatrice was just past showing.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
the glamour girdle.
Actually. I saw you without the glamour needle. I would just like to point out.
Whatever.
So
I'm gorgeous.
Technically, Olin would be first as far as that specific thing.
Yep.
So
yeah, I guess the question is, what would you like to zoom in on? If you want to zoom in on something closer to the time you're due, then we can skip to Olin first.
The only, I don't really have a vignette for Nimue specifically, only that Beatrice would be like, I'm gonna start making you live with me. Like,
right.
Just like, I'm gonna make you start living here. Because like at this point, because it's a lot of times. It's a little ridiculous. But I think I'm good to wait until after Olin.
Okay. It
Because I
makes
think-
sense why Vivian ran around with Padarin so much.
Yeah. It's like, we need to get you a better guard, and we need to get him now. It's like, the other sisters are not helping you. And frankly, at this point, you're about to move in with me and Kat again, which is probably the worst option. So,
Oh my god.
Babysitter.
but
Just inbuilt
I'm
child.
pretty sure she'd hate that.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't think I have a full scene for that, so I'm good waiting until after Olwen's, and then I'm good to go after Olwen.
Olwen, we don't have to zoom. So the question is, where do you want to zoom in? I'd say anytime before winter makes sense for this. So this can be post, like, yeah, obviously on-screen birth time is not,
What? We don't want to have like a really fun
I remember when I was like,
Scripted play-by-play.
I remember when I was like, fuck, I was probably like 20, being subjected to one of the characters deciding, like, it was a text role play, and it was like it was like a normal, like, a normal campaign, and they decided that their character, like, they had expressed this role play that their character was pregnant, and then during a scene where we're all locked in cells, they decided they're gonna, like, describe going through active labor, which was probably one of the worst things for every other player. That was like,
we're not doing
please,
that.
no,
Childbirth is beautiful. It's wonderful. It's natural.
Yeah, let's
there
not.
are some things that describing it like in detail in roleplay is just like, why does that? Why?
That was the those type of games often led to asking the question why about a number of things.
Yeah. And in a couple of those.
So rather than asking the question why,
remains,
let's ask the question what do you want to do instead? Yeah.
Well, goodness. I mean, like, I don't really think that there's too much that, like, was super, like, important before winter other than autumn, and I don't know if autumn is like I think things would happen before autumn. You
would have
7 months
had a child,
yeah. So
if you want to move past that if you want to focus on autumn, we can simply make a couple of rolls for. We have to do these things. We have to. So we're We're gonna start with an unimpassioned con roll, please.
Oh. So this is but baby.
Don't worry, you guys are heroes in your own right. This isn't a, well, I won't tell you. It's good to have people scared about rules. Never mind.
I'm scared.
Thanks, Bob. I appreciate
You should be scared regardless. It's just
I'm having a baby.
In fear of you constantly.
Speaking of constant, let's roll some con.
Sentient. Okay.
Oh no.
A failure, but not a crit fail. Okay. I will take a unrelated. Oh, you got a advantage redeemed.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Better?
Oh, that is a success. Thank you, Thomas.
I want you to roll a 20. If it is a 20, something good happens. And then we'll roll to see if you know about it, or if it just happens.
6.
So it's not good or bad. Just it is standard, and you are healthy. Child will very likely be healthy. I need another d20. Anything but a 1. Okay.
It's 2 1s, but it's an 11.
And then a d6.
Come on. Baby. 2.
You have a baby boy.
Yeah.
So we'll let you think about the name and such, but you officially have an heir. How much are you trying to hide this?
Oh. Forever. Like, it was just like...
Down to the last minute?
Yeah. So there's probably just a moment where she's like... Da, 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 da. Oh, yes. Oh, pretty. Oh, yes. Let's get ready for festival. I'm going to die.
Such a Books to Shame Brockville isn't there?
Edane, hi.
I'm gonna test something real quick.
Is Brockville there?
No, Brockville's probably on his way back, is my guess.
Brockville, hi.
Oh yeah, Tame's gonna love this. Edane not being told things, she always reacts so well to that.
I don't know. Oops. It's a miracle.
Okay.
Olwen?
Hate Olwen.
No! She has hate Olwen? What is this?
It says hate Olwen, there's 2 of them.
I know! I see this. Why is there a hate Olwen score?
I mean...
And it's famous.
There's a trusting redhead score, so I would argue that there's a 0.28 Olwen score. We have some pretty crazy passions.
Edane, you bitch. I've been so nice to you. Unless those were 2 people that we don't like. Anyway, I'm gonna stop speculating. I'm gonna let the game play.
Okay. I want to figure out how to cover this. I think we have our scene. So,
okay, perfect.
Do you announce this post? Like, I imagine even the birthing was private. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I think probably Beatrice was there if she was around, and I probably would have only trusted Beatrice and Edane with it because I thought I could trust Edane. I like her.
Yeah, I think so. That's something very separate. I'm gonna see.
Yeah.
How she reacts to this.
Hate Olwen score appeared.
I can't believe. Biggest.
I mean, you're not the people's favorite person right now.
You mean I'm perfect? No, she doesn't think that at all.
And then. Okay, yeah, Edane is right here for it. The moment she's welcomed in, there's not any sort of prideful response. She's right there in the thick with Beatrice and Olwen the moment she's welcomed, doting over the baby, and you feel a lot of support from her in the process. Okay. And then how for the child's early months, you know, you have you have servants. Usually
they are not
a
good
lady
at
normally a lady of the manor would rely on her servants in order to continue to attend duties. So what does that look like for Olwyn? Who is looking after, or are you going to basically disappear from the public for a while?
I mean,
there's a later question, which is what are you doing when you go to fulfill your duties in Faerie as well?
Oh God.
But we'll start with the ones about what are you doing here in Barrowcrest?
Oh God, who knew that being a mother would there would be so many responsibilities. I thought that I could just, you know, it would just happen and well, I
you
imagine
still
that I
have
have
Flory and Terwyn.
Yes. Terwyn.
Aranwi's mother.
Oh right. Ooh. All around. That's good.
Yeah, we didn't establish her dying, right?
Oh no, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think so. No, we haven't really heard much from her.
Yeah.
And
they're in the background doing their duties.
Yeah. I imagine I would probably like lean on them a little bit. Maybe ask Beatrice for help. And just trying to be an active like mother in every chance that like she has. Like she doesn't want to like burden everyone unnecessarily. It's just like, oh, I have to do this as the lady, and then it's just like, give me my baby, you know, like any chance she gets. She's very like, I love him.
Okay, that makes sense. So you lean on those who you trust. Over the next couple months, a rumor has spread through Barrowcrest that your child is the son of the Goblin Knight.
What? This beautiful boy? No.
Are they green?
No.
We'll come back to that.
They look entirely like a regular boy, a regular baby at this point.
Actually, important question. Does he have red hair? Because I feel like it's pertinent for Olwen as a person.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. Let's say 50-50.
Is there a table for that?
High or low?
The one that gives him red hair. Low.
Okay.
Yes.
No. That's
oh
high.
No! Shit! I got too excited and then I saw that border.
Yeah, he has like a really, really pale blonde hair.
You tell I live with a baby. That's a fictional child. I'm like, oh.
Just a note, that probably means he looks like he has no hair.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He's fine. He's beautiful. I love him anyway. It's okay. Red hair's more of a lady thing in our family. You're still perfect.
And then give me 2d100. Let's see what else goes down for Olwen here.
$86 and $21.
Okay. Given some of the recent scenarios, like the raids here and stuff, a lot of the town is not in great shape. It needs repairs, and you don't have, like, you have a couple of the monks still here, but Riddick not being here means that kind of no one is. Rickard, I meant.
I knew what you meant.
Yeah. So you can't rely on the labor from the monks. What do you want to do about this? How do you want to approach?
Everywhere I turn, it's labor. Goodness.
Right?
Well, I do have some money that was given to me by Prince Mark. So I am going to try and I think I'll try and pay some, like, just pay to have it done. Like maybe ask Rianne if she has people that she can spare, and I will pay them for their labor.
Stewardship roll.
Yeah. I get. Does my baby give me advantage? Because he's so cute. He's such a cute little boy. What's the point of him?
Dane would never lose anything.
Yeah, but our kids are fine.
Wow. God. Created a monster.
That's how it really works too.
They're not my kids. My kids.
You crit.
I crit.
Yeah. So you can give a tick to that.
Yay. I'll let you hold the baby.
What occurs to me, did you tell people that he's your baby?
Why do you want to hurt me, Nicole?
You went the route of requesting aid from who did you talk to?
Rianne?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so I think, like, she's busy in her lands too, so you haven't interacted with her a whole lot.
Right.
You end up having, like, let me just read something here. I want to make sure I'm going in the right direction with this.
She's gonna be like you had.
Okay, I will take a fairy lore from you.
Fairy lore, goodness. Oh, yeah.
What?
Brownie stuff. Oh shit, that was flirting.
Yeah,
I don't know why I did that. I'm sorry.
Like,
I was thinking of Rianne.
Owen's like, I'd also like to do this.
Hi, Rianne. I missed you.
Are you unsupervised? Is that why that's happening?
I'm gonna toss that in there. She is indeed unsupervised. If she goes to Lady Rianne, she is unsupervised.
Okay, you're like, you put it in the request for laborers, and you get like the most skeleton crew, nonsensical. Like, some of them are older, like in their 50s, and some are like young lads that don't look very strong, and you're just like, what's going on here?
They're Rianne's.
Yeah. But when you kind of watch their progress a little bit, and in the day they get very little done, and then you kind of the next day you're like, wow, they progressed a lot further than I thought. And then that keeps happening.
Brownies. Yeah.
Yeah. So you would attribute that to probably not plural. They tend to be pretty lone-like in nature, but there's probably a brownie that also is involved in your place. So with that fairy lore, though, there are certain things you want to be very careful about. You're expected to leave out a bowl of cream or milk and a prize cake.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Like every night. So the moment you find out, I'm assuming you do that because you have no reason. Like, this isn't superstitious for the Princess Olwen, right? So, all right. Yeah, it's gonna go really well for you. Like, basically, there won't be any new. Actually, no, we'll do that. Your manor will give you one random upgrade to your manor as well. But also the town itself is going to be fixed by the end.
Yay! I'm going to type it here and then I'll type it later.
We are going to go to Beatrice now.
Yay!
Hello.
Oops.
Beatrice.
Yep.
Nope. We're gonna start with a. We're gonna start with a religion pagan roll for you.
Religion pagan. Let's go. I'm sorry, I had a really hard time finding that for some reason. It's been a minute. Failure by 1.
Oh.
Okay.
That's upsetting.
Okay, and then roll a d20.
18.
Okay. You kind of realize you get caught up in your duties, and you believe there's a lot of power that comes from the specific days of specifically the pagan holy days, right?
Oh god, I missed one, didn't I?
You just missed paying attention to it, and you didn't prepare any sort of formality or offering to the gods before this. And you kind of realize you're nearing your birthing, and you are pretty caught off guard by the fact you are 2 days away from the solstice.
Okay.
Now
So
you have a choice here. Depending on, I'll let you do this. You can just decide for yourself how this is going to go. Do you care so much about the rights of your pagan religion that you're going to try and force the outcome of the birth to happen on solstice, or just let the fates be as they play out, which would be kind of the less reckless thing to do. Put it that way.
yeah. So the choices are either just let the dice fall where they fall, or try to.
Yeah. You realize you're 2 days away from it, so you would have to do everything in your power not to go into active labor for 2 days to reach solstice. Weird game, I know. Welcome all unnaturals. I'm sure you're wondering what the hell you just walked into.
No, it makes sense. Yeah. It makes a lot of sense. I didn't even think about that. I'm gonna be honest. So are we talking risky to me or risky to child? If I don't go into labor,
Yes.
'cause it's mostly just resting and not getting too.
Yeah, like odds
anxious.
are it's not going to be. It's probably more reckless for your own health in the process, which can backfire in general. But in general, we're gonna be very careful with not stepping on those too seriously, because I think that's
Okay.
it's just
I think
some roleplay I don't want to cover. So.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I think what her plan is she's going to discuss what to get as an offering, because I think regardless on if the child is born on solstice or not, she's having an offering ready. She's going to have somebody else get it. She's not taking the responsibility of doing that. I think she wants to try and have the child on solstice. If labor starts, then she can't stop it. So,
Okay.
But she's going to try and stay chill enough to have the child on the solstice. But she would have essentially given Cadogan a list of instructions and been like, I need you and the apprentice to go do this. I've got to stay here and just like chill out. Or Cadogan, he's getting pulled into everything now. Like he chose this, but
And you guys are looking for a sacrifice, yes?
A suitable sacrifice, like one. I think she feels bad for not being as actively involved, so I think she essentially sends them out to find a good one. Like if we had done a goat at one point, I want a full cow.
Yeah, we're dealing with Cadigans, so when you say sacrifice, I want you to really specify what you're talking about.
Oh yes, yeah, I'm a large mammal that is not integral to the success of this manor. So like, if it's a horse, maybe not one of the chargers. Like, if it's a cow, not the magic one that makes stuff grow, please. Like, yeah.
Do you specify
something better than a goat?
Not human. Not human.
I said
not
a
human.
Large mammal. We're not large.
Are we?
I think we are.
I think you're pretty close.
I don't think we are.
Yeah.
She would specify not human.
Thank you, babe.
Yeah.
Now I will say that that is the highest of.
Oh, I know, but I'm not about to start murdering people for this.
Just making sure. You did choose to play necromancer, so I had to ask. I
think horse feels higher than cow. Does that seem like a logical step?
Rhiannon.
Yeah, that feels weird, doesn't it? I guess
not necessarily. Like you could go with it's still a sacrifice. Not to get into this too in detail, but I think
she says horse or cow, one that is not integral to the running of the manor, no people. Like
old cow.
Old cow, old horse, not the magic cow, not the nice horses that we use to go places.
I'm just gonna roll for your apprentice. And then I'm gonna roll for something separately for Cadogan.
Did we name my apprentice ever?
Yes. But I don't remember what it was.
Almost positive we did.
It was probably my job to keep track of that. I
think so. You might have put it on your sheet under Squire. Or under
Did Emily put it on her sheet? Let's see.
I feel like I remember you saying you were as you were doing it. So
I want you to take a wild guess.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look it up after the game.
We can watch the backlog, which is on YouTube.
Just watch
like
40 hours of backlog, and we can find The Apprentice in it somewhere.
Yeah.
Or the last 6 years of game. No, just kidding. We'll figure it out. But for now, it's your apprentice. Okay, they will return. They return with a sumpter.
Okay. I'm existing on whatever the craving currently is and existing in bed. And that's what...
Yeah, let's see how that goes. I need a con roll. I need a... let's start with your We'll start with the first con roll for you. So con roll, just flat, please.
Beatrice, I swear to God, if you eat the cakes that I left out for the
I'm not
brownies,
eating the cakes.
I'll kill you.
Ooh, I haven't used my mulligan for the year.
Oh,
I'm gonna go ahead and
baby.
use that.
You might want to use that for this.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
That's what I was like.
A fumble ain't good. A fumble's never a
as-
good thing, right? So
Yeah, as Rebecca was going, I was like, I was like looking at the year in our chart, and I was like,
Yeah,
I don't think anybody used their mulligan this
I
year.
was about to.
I knew it was gonna do that too. Can I impassion?
well, the mulligan does not allow you a reroll. It allows the fumble to go to a failure.
Oh, okay. Sorry, that was my own brain.
No, it's okay.
That's something. I'll take it. It's better than a fumble.
Someone just hooked you up.
Mark gave us an advantage.
Oh, Mark.
We're really being saved by Salisbury this game.
Yeah, Salisbury, we can't talk any shit this game.
You're not supposed to admit that out loud.
To have babies. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
Okay, and I want you to do a second roll. Con
Can I
minus.
impassion?
What are you impassioning with? That depends.
Well, you got a success, right?
Yep.
I'd like to argue a couple of things. Well, no. I want to do Horse God. My love family is so low.
You can do Horse God. You're think about it this way: you're actively trying to have this child on a pagan holiday with a sumpter as a sacrifice, right?
Please.
There you go. 17 Rhiannon.
Holy shit!
God doesn't care.
Yeah.
Do I have to put it up one, or do I take it?
Yeah,
Goes
you ought to.
17.
It goes up one.
Oh, I hate my life. Okay.
This is so good.
I know. I just don't want it to go up another one. It's really scary.
But this is gonna give you a plus 10.
It does.
I
give
mean,
you a plus 10.
yeah.
Oh God.
I should
Can you imagine we have to do
specify.
this?
Oh.
Doesn't matter. You would have passed anyways. That was actually plus 5 because you were suffering a minus 5.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to allow you. No, it's okay. I'm going to allow you to stay impassioned for the. So you made it through 2 days. Things are getting difficult. Yeah, uncomfortable. You're staying with it. I want you to make another con roll. This one's a minus 10, but you do get the plus 10. So you're just doing Constitution flat. For this.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
Okay.
No.
You know there had to be one in there.
Okay.
But you haven't used your mulligan, so.
That's true.
Can I use it? We're at the end of the year at this point.
Turn a failure to success?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
This is very stressful. Can you imagine any other children our characters have? We're going to be having like crises. The amount of rerolls that have gone into this.
I mean, you're gonna have a powerful.
We're gonna try.
You have this weird thing on because it happens on solstice. Specifically, like the importance of this and the reason why there was a third con roll is the power solstice is actually in the hours that should be night that aren't. So it's like in that dusk time frame. So unlike most where there would be like, like Olwyn's, just to contrast it, was very much like in a in the manor, surrounded by staff. You're like, Beatrice, you're like in a field, surrounded by like, and it's not just you. There are a whole. Do you remember the blind lady, as it were?
Oh God!
Her and all her followers show up to the. So you have like a circle around you.
So is it me and just them, or do I have like
and Cadogan and your apprentice and probably Olwyn at this point? I'm assuming Elian's still out and about for a while.
Cadogan's job is to keep people a fair distance from me.
Yeah, and they, you know what, they don't actually.
Try me.
You might not like the publicness of the scenario, but there is no no one is like getting, they're basically participating in the religious rite with you here.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Blind lady's named Anwin.
Anwin.
Yes,
indeed. I just thought you might remember Blind Lady better than Anwin. So
yeah, I did.
Okay.
This last session was math for me.
So as it basically nears dusk, the Sumpter is sacrificed and laid to rest. Your apprentice takes it like almost like something you would use to when you're painting effectively like pagan symbols on things. Uses that for the blood on Beatrice's belly, on her head, on her hands, and everything goes successful. You can feel the power of this moment, Beatrice. This is not normal. This is make a spiritual roll. I know you aren't super big on that, so you can choose. Now you did crit love Rhiannon, so it's possible that you, if you'd like, if it makes sense to you, I'll allow you to use that.
I think in this moment it makes sense, given like what she's in the middle of, and she is a fairly religious person.
Give me spiritual with your +10 then.
Success.
Yeah, you. I don't think you've ever quite felt this connected to the world itself. You know how your magic works. You know everything kind of more pragmatically. It's kind of how Beatrice has always been connected to it. But I think in this moment, it's more. You feel like the raw emotion of it, the feeling of it, obviously the pain of it, but it's overwhelmed actually by the event itself. And I need you to roll a d6 for me.
1.
You have a daughter.
Yay!
Rebecca, I can see you planning over there.
Oh, please! Like it's not something we've already talked about.
We have already talked about it.
Like off stream, we've talked about that.
Now, this for Beatrice, this is something very important because not only was this child born on solstice under the right stars, this was a girl. Yeah.
Yep.
This is
and our magic is matrilineal.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I will let you all think of the names for your.
Yeah, that's gonna
heirs.
take 10 years.
Yeah. For now, they are our child. So.
Oh, I think Owen's like fully sobbing. Like,
He just would have also let a Dane be there, whether a Dane wants to or not. Because Dane's also had 3 kids at this point, so. But.
Yeah, I think a Dane would probably be present as well.
Okay.
I mean, given
I didn't know if the ritual stuff was her thing, regardless. So I was like, if that's enough, that's okay.
She grew up pagan here. She's just not like firm on it. Like she's not a big devotee for sure. She's much more worldly, I'd say, than spiritual.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. Congratulations on that. That's a big thing. You are left with what is your con? It's higher than 13, yes?
18.
Okay. I probably should have done this for Olwen as well.
Okay. I can.
No, you're
Olwen's.
good.
Okay.
You're good. I'm assuming it's higher than 6.
Down by 6.
Yeah. Nope. Those are the equivalent of wounds in the place fatigue.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Olwen, you're quick to heal. Beatrice is going to take a little longer. You are exhausted for a long time. So.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I mean, like that fully makes sense. Like she was.
Beatrice also exhausted on a good day at this point. Like
you kind of feel like with what you experienced, you kind of feel like you were a conduit for a ritual.
yeah.
Like, you know,
That burned
like,
on a number of levels.
Yeah. So we are going to go back to Elian here. You paid the 1 libram, yes, and then we're carrying on. Okay.
Yep.
Because you're a knight and you aren't normally out and about that often, why don't you roll me 2d100 and we'll just see if you run into any other randomness. This will be between Clarence and returning home.
35 and 92.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, let's go with that. I think that's more interesting. Elian, I need a unimpassioned horsemanship roll -10.
Nope.
Okay. I will take a dex roll.
Doesn't matter that I have my elfin palfrey.
That is accounted for in this.
Okay. Success.
I'm sorry to do this. But there is, like, while you're riding down a hill from Gentian to Clarence, there is a slide. And it's big. I'm going with a successful dex roll. You take 9 damage after armor tumbling down all the way. When you reach the bottom of the hill, you look over to see your palfrey. Its leg is like twisted and broken sideways. And it cries out in pain. Now, you do happen to be from Summerland, and there are a lot of things you've seen there that go natural or like are beyond the natural, but it would be pragmatically standard of when a horse is maimed like this to put it out of its misery.
I think she wants to try and save it first.
Okay.
I should have told you current triggers. I had a pet die last week.
Let's turn this into a positive story then. How does that sound? Yes, absolutely. Please share with me. But let's turn this into a positive.
Yeah.
Story. So, let me think. There's a couple options. I'm just toying which one's more entertaining. We're going to get you to test energetic. as you leave on foot, searching for help.
Can I impassion?
Yes, absolutely. I would accept, like, I don't know what this would be. Honor, maybe?
Honor is my thought. Yeah. Success. Okay. Success.
Okay, so this happens like north of Summerland by quite a margin, like you're in Clarence proper. You make your way towards the nearest manor that you can see. And you see it's by the water. You see its banners. I'll accept a heraldry. You're impassioned for this scene, so you're still already impassioned.
Nope, that would have been success either way.
Wouldn't have been a crit though, right? Just a success? Okay.
Just a success.
Yeah, you recognize the heraldry. You've only seen it once. Let me see if I can dig it up here. I know I've used it. I just forget where. Give me a sec. Let me see if it's on. We haven't done a feast in a while, have we?
No.
No. Alright, let me see. The answer is not there. Let me just whisk this away here real quick. I swear, Elian, you have the worst luck in this game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Used to be Rebecca used to be the cursed one in this one. I feel like.
Yeah.
You recognize it. You see the tree on brown and white, split in half. You remember this because you've seen it once. You recognize this to be the sheriff's castle. This is Dame Branwyn.
Branwyn, isn't it? Okay.
So you kind of realize that you heard that the sheriff's keep themselves was actually outside of the castle in which they keep is actually outside of the boundaries of Summerland as a county. It's actually on the border of Clarence. So this is likely it.
Okay. We're just gonna look for help.
Okay.
Are there any druids here?
Yeah, so you kind of how are you approaching this as you reach the castle? You're hailing for help. Does Elian look distraught? Is this does this horse mean a great deal to her?
Yes, she named it Emmerich.
Yeah. Exactly. So you're going off your will itself as you have the doors of the castle open. You see you kind of the scene cuts away and it cuts to a gathering. It's a small gathering, but it's Branwyn and a few other folk. You immediately notice though that one of them stands and looks at you with a nod. You recognize who it is. It's the lady in white, or as you better know her, Nineveh.
Anyone else? If she was anyone, a normal person, I would say she owes me one, but it's Nineveh, so whether or not she sees it that way, unlikely. Still a good person to find.
Yeah, I for a second, what I thought you were saying is like, it's like, all right, and you find someone with the magic powers, Nineveh, you're like, anyone else? Do I see anyone else who has? Yeah.
That's always response. Like,
I mean, still not a bad person to find. Just whether or not she feels like she owes it to Alien or will agree to it is its own thing. She's famously courteous. Oh,
not in this moment. You're not.
Not in this moment. In
you
this moment,
don't
she's
care.
Panicking.
You're in a panic. Yeah.
I'm gonna panic. I don't even greet Branwen. I just run into Nineveh and go, I need help.
Yeah, and I think Branwen doesn't know you well enough to.
Yeah, we've only met like twice.
Yeah, so I think I think the negative, because we like to turn fumbles into negatives, is she just is going to have an opinion that you're rude.
That's fine.
Yeah. Roll me a d6 for me.
Hot meat kettle.
4.
Okay, yeah. So she's gonna have like a suspicious alien going forward of 4.
I love that because Alien famously honest.
Yeah.
And famously courteous.
That's exactly what suspicious people say. Yeah. So you Nineveh looks to you, sees your distress and says, "What do you need help with, Alien?"
My horse has been greatly injured.
Sometimes it's time to say goodbye.
But it doesn't have to be.
You're right.
If I can do something, then it's better to try.
Very well.
Furthermore, do you really want to deal with Beatrice and another lost horse?
Yeah, you get the impression that she's testing her resolve a bit with this one. Now, I can't remember how suspicious. I think you very much mistrusted Nineveh, right?
No.
No? Okay.
That's Olin.
I thought it was everyone at this point.
Oh, no. Alien is just like, witches do what witches do.
Okay.
I think it's because she's so used to dealing with the Fae that she's like, I don't know. They have their own logic.
So you lead her back to the area, and kind of the scene picks up as the two of you arrive. She looks at the leg and kind of winces. Immediately you notice. Not really a good sign for someone that doesn't reveal a lot of emotion typically, right?
Yeah.
How much has Beatrice shared with you about how these sorts of things work?
That's a very good question. How much has Beatrice shared?
Only what she's shared on screen, I think. And well, actually, I'll allow Emily.
I feel like we've talked about out of character.
Like how magic works?
Yeah.
She's mentioned being tired. I don't think she's mentioned anything like greater than that. She's mentioned that she doesn't want to cast anything because she is tired.
And that she sleeps for a very long time.
She sleeps like an average person, but she has days where she's more exhausted than others.
Oh no, there was that time they went into a tree and they were like that for like a week.
That's super. You don't know I went into a tree, but you know
I don't know about the tree, but I know they disappeared, presumably to rest, like a week.
Yeah, so I mean, observation-wise, you would know that she disappears occasionally, and that she mentions being tired, and that would be the extent.
Yeah. She's definitely more familiar with how fairies do magic than how humans do magic. She goes, I know it's different than it is with the Fae. I know Beatrice gets very tired. That's really all she's told me about. And frankly, didn't really tell me. I had to figure that out.
These things always have a cost. Your horse. Its name?
Emmerich.
She nods. You named it after your brother. Then she begins to kind of walk around the wound. Kind of studies it. You have a choice, Elian. But there will be a cost. You can pay it now, or you can wait, but the cost will come. It always does.
What is the cost?
In matters like this, of life, of death, is greater than most. The cost will be to you. You can control it here and now. Or you can wait for it to be delivered upon you later.
Not sure what you mean by upon me.
It's hard to explain.
I mean, I know I'm going to pay it. I'm just wondering if I should pay it now or later. Will it impede me from returning to Barrow's Crest?
It will impede you. You must pay something great enough to be certain. But your horse will be blessed going forward. Something important enough for you. Your ear or your finger. Or you can wait. But that sacrifice will be out of my hands.
Can I pick which finger?
You may, but it will cost you all the same.
Okay. She's going to give her a finger, not her thumb or pointer, preferably, but off her non-dominant hand.
Okay. I'm going to tell you this like kind of out of character, and then I'll let you kind of decide. If you choose your ear, you'll be an awareness -1 permanently for hearing. If you choose this, if you choose your finger, you will be at a weapon skill -1 permanently. Now, you can overcome that greatly in probably a fairly short amount of time. Either of those things is just a little... Think of a -1, it's not a -5, right? So it's like pretty menial in the long run. But it's enough to be thematically appropriate for what's happening here. Think of it as much as it's a loss, think of it as something really interesting about Elian. Or if you're uncertain whether you want to pay that cost, because you could test two things. You could be like, is Elian reckless enough to be like, I'll pay that cost later, and then we just see how that plays out in the future.
I think she's more prudent than that. She wants to do it now. She's like, I was gonna get out of the way.
Yeah.
Because in the grand scheme of things, these seem to be worth my horse. So,
and it's more. I think your horse is, like, as you've mentioned, this isn't just a tool for you. This is like family for you or something, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because when she got him, it was very closely aligned with when she found and lost Emmerich, which is why she named him Emmerich.
My question for you then is, what finger or do you hold out? Pinky?
Yeah, or non-dominant pinky.
Okay. It will have the same effect.
Yeah, but like just in my mind.
Yep. Okay. And I assume it's your left?
Yes.
Okay. She pulls out a blade. It's much more of like a knife than anything else. Like, it's not a dagger. It's meant to be used in rituals. And
a fame.
Without thinking much about it, and kind of before you have any opportunity, it's gone. It's left your hand.
A finger?
It's in hers. Yep.
Okay. Do I need to outstaunch the bleeding, I guess?
I want you to make a valorous roll first off. Not that, like, I don't think you've lost an appendage before of any kind, so it's probably a pretty daunting... Yeah, okay. You're getting through it. It's sort of a... Okay. Well, that happens. And yeah, you can first aid yourself. In this case, just if you want to test first aid.
I believe I'm still impassioned. Is that right?
I'm okay with that, yeah. This is just to make sure that you aren't losing blood. Okay, we'll deal with that in a minute. We'll see if Nineveh notices that. We're gonna assume she will. Otherwise, you might be coming into Summerland a little fatigued on your way. We'll find out how that goes. But
oddly enough, not from war. She was not injured at all in the war.
Yeah. She takes your finger. There's actually, like, it's not as fast as you'd like. You're still hearing the horse scream, and there's sort of I want to test your prudence here. Okay. You're getting impatient. You know, you're listening to your horse go. You've already lost your finger, and here she is meddling on the ground with something. Like, you're getting impatient with the task. I want you to tick reckless for me. And I think I'd be curious what you say, but I think you have an outburst here.
And she goes, so how's that going? With maybe not the greatest tone.
Yeah, so you're kind of being sarcastic with her, like come on, like she looks
like a little terse.
Yeah, she's like, these things happen at the pace they must, and she looks back down. After a while, you see that she's kind of ready to little fire, and she begins to burn your finger on the fire. After a while, she takes her water skin and clears the fire and takes bit of dust off the top. She walks over to your horse, and when she pets it, it loses its distress for a moment, like it just goes silent. And then she sets a leg, and it gets not so silent as it cries out in pain. But you're surprised when her hands leave it, how your horse rises back to its feet. And it kind of comes over to you, like, lovingly.
She's totally not crying right now.
Right.
And she had a pass it with her not bleeding hand, holding her bleeding hand away.
I'm gonna give Nineveh a test on whether or not she notices that you're bleeding as badly as you are, that you haven't done that. She would just assume as a knight you've covered that off. So let's see if she's observant enough to notice.
I should improve my first aid at some point, but I haven't been.
That's not a bad number, to be honest. You just got really.
I never increased it.
Okay. Yeah, he's got it. So, I don't think you've really seen I don't know if about as soft as Nineveh gets, but she comes over and kind of puts her hand on yours and says, "It needs to be wrapped much better than this. You'll die before you make it back to Summerland."
She kind of tries with one hand, but it's not working well.
No.
She's not very good at this, especially with one hand.
She's going to first aid you, so. Okay. Yeah. Things are wrapped properly now. You will not die of blood loss on the way. That's always good news. More importantly, I could leave this for later, but I want to give the good news now, because we turned a story that could have been really negative into something. I think Alien paid a cost for it. Your horse will be impervious to death in any other way than aging. Yeah. So it cannot die just by its fate. So there will be a time, and it ages much like half Fae do. So very, very slowly. Right? Yeah. But yes, you've paid the cost now, which is probably safer. I'm gonna say that up front.
And letting it happen, yeah.
Yeah, and you just have to make a note of your -1. It's like Bowie's -5. It just doesn't go away. It's just there. It's part of the magic, right? So.
Oh, I just went into my skill and it took away a point.
That's fine, as long as it's there. Okay.
Yeah.
It's pretty late. I want to kind of bring y'all back together for one last little bit, since we haven't had everyone together. We have two young newborns. I think before we do, we're not going to play into this too much, but Olwen, we're going to do like a justice test for you for the year. Did you bring your child? I think to.
It's a fairy? No way.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I would ask if someone would watch the boy.
She finds a wet nurse.
Yeah, who do you want to oversee?
No. That's only me. Only me.
I think Idane would be happy to, given that I think she critted, didn't she?
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean your kid's about 6 months at that age. Yeah.
Yeah.
Without going into those details, I mean Idane would be happy to watch your kid.
Yeah. Okay, like if she's genuinely happy to, then yes. Cool.
Enjoying Dane's horde of boys.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Like entertaining.
Makes dog do it to make up for it.
We're gonna switch the priest thing. So this case that gets brought before you involves a knifing of one of. Now this is brought before you because it happens in your lands, Olwen, but you're here. And the ordinary and attractive flirtatious widow is actually a succubus.
Oh, fuck me.
And it's not. It's not your person. It's a different one. The ordinary local priest is like a druid of the area who was knifed. Apparently, this had to do with the druid kind of confronting this. Well, you know how these things work. So the succubus probably became an incubus for a while, and shacked up with the druid's sister, and he's not happy about it. So he's bringing the case.
See.
Yeah, he killed. We'll say fearing the outcome of what that would bring, he killed both his sister and both of them. Yeah. So he's being brought before you. Yeah.
Awful. Terrible.
That's the claim, whether or not that's true or not. So he's dragged in. This probably is coming from one of your Vavasor's lands, or one of your part of your land, but not directly from Barrowcrest.
Well, is this? She's gonna address. Should I roll first, or should I role play it first?
Maybe, yeah, maybe. Let's give it the spice of the roll.
All right. So I give spice to the roll, meaning roll first, and
then roll just, please.
Okay.
Yeah. Just.
Just making sure. No. All right.
Okay.
Well,
the way to describe this is you have an opinion that goes beyond what's right and wrong. It's just your opinion, and you're gonna roll with the outcome based on how Olwen feels about it, not necessarily what is just, right?
Yeah. I mean, she'll still like, is it true? Did you do this?
I did. She was deceived. I could not break her of the magic.
Please. You don't know that. She was in love.
I could see it. It was magic.
You're just a... Isn't... I understand that sometimes siblings understand people better than others, but you don't know that. And it wasn't your choice. You still killed her out of something that you consider love. Still wrong.
she would have wanted this rather than fall prey to that creature's sway.
Well, it's not on you to decide.
And yet I decided.
Well, then in that case, I suppose if it's not up to the person whose choice it is in what's right or wrong, then I suppose you're all right putting your fate in someone else's hands.
Your court is going wild. They're currently saying feed him to the giant, which is their new favorite way of dealing with executions.
Well, my court has a choice that they've made, and who am I to deny my adoring court?
He doesn't protest this. He just lowers his head. I mean, after all, he's probably a bit out of his element being surrounded by these creatures. But he doesn't have enough. I think. Let's see. It's possible. This has to be a crit for it to matter. No, I think he just spits at your feet. And then he's dragged out. He does not curse you, which is a good sign.
Yeah. I think if that just wasn't a failure, she wouldn't have fed him to the giant, but...
Yeah. No, it's all good.
Well.
I want you to test, rather than that being an automatic tick on arbitrary, I want you to test arbitrary and... what you've climbed up in merciful, right? But not in...
Yeah, it's a 13 merciful.
What is the opposite of merciful? Cruel?
Cruel.
Okay. I want you to test cruel, vengeful, and arbitrary. Whichever one of those three scores the highest and succeeds goes up by 1. This is for, not only are you enforcing justice, you're doing it in Unseelie lands, which is where the automatic beast comes from. Well, that was really close, but Vengeful is the winner. So Vengeful
is it?
14. Yep.
Oh, because it's an actual weapon, not because it's closer to the...
Yeah. It's the price right rules, the standard ones, yeah. The high, I should have said high success. Yeah, I know.
I was hoping.
I know. Yeah.
I got so excited for a second.
Evil Olwen arc is still in play. We're getting her close to Vengeful. No, but it's not cruel, so that's always good.
Yeah.
Okay. With that, we are going to move to the Winter Feast, so we're in a position for the next year. Does that work for everybody? How are you hanging in there, Emily? Give me a sign if you're dying.
Okay. Give me a sign if you're dying.
Yeah.
I'm okay. I had coffee at the beginning of this.
Okay. Sorry for I know there are long, lots of paused vignettes. We don't usually play with that much pausing, and we kind of did.
We had a lot of operative things that had to happen.
Yeah. I need to be careful when I get people to roll on those oracle dice. I just need to be prepared for the outcome. Like the horse situation. That was, by the way, that was fault or loss was the horse outcome. Those are the two. Let us do some feasting.
What we got?
Okay.
The feast music.
Yeah. It's much more peaceful times when you hear the feast music, right?
Hi, baby. You.
Have Allian and Brockvale returned?
Yes, they will have returned.
Did we get Evray back? Just as an operative question, likely to Olwen.
Yes.
Okay.
I would assume so.
Nice. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Rebecca's like, no.
Olwen, actually, well, we need to go through that real quick, and then we're gonna take a tiny 2-minute break here. But Olwen,
Bowie kicks down Olwen's door and is just like, "We need to talk."
Yeah. So they will accept a knight's ransom, which is
Forget discount.
I'm just saying you could throw your Princess of the Unseelie weight around.
That's what I'm saying. It's like
saying.
discount. Hi, I'm a fucking princess.
Exactly.
Look at this boy.
okay. We will get you to do an app roll here. Versus is selfish.
I frequently forget how pretty Owen is, and then right.
Okay. He will offer you half the price, so 6 Librum, or
Hell yes.
Or he'll accept a princess's favor, as it were.
Oh.
Yeah, 6 Librum, baby.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say that didn't feel equal.
He's a giant, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about this? I'll give you a druid.
Yeah.
My leftover
Half of
druid.
yeah. You can come. Yeah, execute the druid if you want.
Yeah.
They did want a giant to eat him.
Yeah.
So
I mean.
yeah. So Everett, you are back in good hands, my friend. But with that, we're gonna take a 2-minute break, and then we'll be back to finish up the final scene and close out the year.
all the corners of the tables, like, no, baby, no, sweetie.
Like childproofing is more like swaddling.
Just tying them to you.
Yeah. What they did was they had a board that they swaddled them onto, and like that feels like it's a bad idea.
We
That's
are
what they
okay.
did.
We're live. We're live.
Hello, live.
Hi.
We've been live
Hello.
for a minute. Let's go ahead and dive into the feast, so we can complete the
I'd
night.
love to.
App rolls.
Back to less stressful times, right? App rolls, please, everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Like 12. That's what I thought.
Oh, honey.
It's
One day,
fine.
Beatrice. One day.
One day, my own app will get me there.
You know what? At least you're not on the floor. You are below the
Yeah,
salt.
you know.
And you have good
Cute
company.
baby, give me a bug.
Because Elian is with
Asking
you.
asking the same question that Rebecca asked earlier. Does the baby give me a bug?
Owen gets a bug. See? They're like,
I still have this glow.
we got a
Pretty
perfect place
appearance.
for you, Beatrice, and your child. Here you go. And you're like, oh, good.
Great. It's fine. Cowgate never makes it higher than that either. It's fine.
The baby swan, honey glazed roast chicken rolled with mustard
that sounds
and
so good.
Yeah,
That sounds so good. I want that right now. Give me all that Dimkin.
Chicken sounds good. And then herb fritters. So, all right, let's do this. Let's do it.
Oh, actually, Beatrice, could you re-roll that app, please?
Oh, who gave the advantage?
Why?
There you go.
Trent gave us advantage.
Oh, thank you.
I
don't know if it's going to go to good use. My app isn't exactly the thing that you bet on.
Let's go. I believe in you, Spring Break.
There you go.
Thank you, Trent.
Congratulations on not being below the salt. Beatrice.
I made it near the salt.
There are times.
Almost without help.
Let's get some glory, baby.
All right. You know what? Nimue is probably here still.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah.
Not Nineveh, Nimue.
Oh shit.
Nimue.
No, Nimue's great.
Like,
all right.
I was like,
I'm
that
so sorry.
reaction wasn't warranted.
I'm so sorry.
Nineveh was never here.
Nimue is lovely.
Nimue's a delight.
She is.
Gets kidnapped a lot.
She gets kidnapped a lot, and then my people don't really like when she's around. But no,
mostly because people try to kidnap her.
It brings raiders. We don't like raiders.
We like Twitch raiders, not like the other.
Yeah,
we do.
Yeah.
There's the Kirby. Nimue is like Daphne from Scooby-Doo.
Currently.
Danger prone Nimue.
Yeah, turns out there's definitely a fair bit of attention there. I'm just seeing if there's anyone else I have forgotten. I think that is the full squad at our little
squad.
Manor. So why don't we start with let me shuffle the deck here. And then Olwen, it is your go. Top of the round. You cannot pull cards. Actually, never mind. But top
I
of the
know.
round
Oh.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'm looking to see who's here.
Pretty much everyone. Rihanna's here.
Oh, Rihanna's
Richard
here.
shouldn't be here.
Yeah, Rihanna looks a little off-put by Baby and Olwen, to say the least.
I know. I'm sorry. Baby, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I love you. I don't know how this happened. I love you. I think I...
Don't know.
And Rickard is not
God.
here.
Yeah. I do think I need to talk with How many rounds is this feast?
2.
2? Okay. Okay, this first round, I'm gonna be good host and make sure that everyone has all the food, and just do the temperate roll and try to temperate roll. Success on that.
That will be 3 geniality.
Hooray.
2 for above the salt, and 1 because you succeed.
Yay!
Okay.
Yeah, she just wants to make sure that like,
Everything's
especially
going
like,
smooth.
especially like Ivray after everything, and all the people that are coming back, all the knights that are coming back, and yeah.
Okay. Understood. Give me an intrigue roll, y'all. I just want to pass around some info of what you might be hearing.
Everybody or
All
just
3 of you.
Owen?
Yeah.
Y'all.
I thought I heard a y'all.
Is this before
genealogy?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Intrigue. Why can't I find intrigue?
Critical.
Success.
Okay.
Alien has no clue.
That's fair.
That seems pretty.
Okay, so question for Elian. Has she shared with anybody about the Nineveh or the horse or the finger? You certainly, let me put it this way. You certainly
noticed finger.
Yeah, I think you've had to have the finger treated as well. So people are aware of that. But we're going to assume things have just been busy, and you've been de-emphasizing that. So that's, it's not been
people
discussed.
haven't really been asking her. She's not really.
But and you know that Elian is down a finger in particular. When you return from autumn, and Elian's back, that you hear this. I think Beatrice, you also kind of hear rumors of a hand injury from Elian. And then for Beatrice, Owen's been dodging like really hard on the whole who's the other parent of this child.
Who's the daddy?
Yeah.
For sure, when Elian got back of where she saw the baby, she was like, "Is it green?"
I think it'd be funny if, Elian, you're just seeing Olwen for the first time now. You were back late. She was probably being the fall princess, the autumn princess while you're away, and then like things got busy in December, and this is your first time seeing her at Yule. So, surprise. Yeah.
I think she probably saw Beatrice first and was like, "Beatrice, the baby green."
You don't know. I don't know if Elian knows.
No, I'm saying like literally at this feast is the first time you see Olwen with a child, and you're like, oh, maybe that's one of Edain's, and you're like, no, the kid's not leaving Olwen's arms.
Elian knows Olwen was pregnant.
Did you though?
Yeah,
I don't.
We established that.
Well, I think Elian was in the room before you finished the thread thing.
Oh.
So I think we said like core people were aware, so it would have been.
Yeah, we did establish.
Elian, Beatrice, and Cadigan were the 3 that knew.
Okay.
Yes.
That's fair.
All right.
I know because I wrote it in my notes.
Noted. Indeed.
So she knows. Like, she's had the discussion with Cadigan and Beatrice of like, is it going to be green?
Right. Which seems to be a popular conversation, right?
Yeah.
Beatrice.
Of course, Beatrice is getting a lot.
Yeah. It's your go.
We're gonna keep up with tradition, just plus a tiny human. And she's gonna go and talk with Edain.
Okay.
Give the boys sweets. Torment Doggett in the process by giving his children sugar.
Oh, and giving him the baby to just spit at.
Oh no, she's keeping her baby tied
keeping
to
her
her
baby.
at all times. So he's got his kid.
Yeah, Doggett's
She's like,
still
"No,
in
Jamie."
full-time dad mode right now. Like he's like, he has the kids more than Idane does, but they're also aging now to the point where like it's like a toddler.
You can sword fight with them
Yeah,
and
yeah.
do little...
Toddler and someone growing out of toddler age actually. Probably.
Yeah, he's got one that's like a full kid.
Yeah. Wait, what do you? So you're just catching up with Idane?
Yeah, gossip, figuring out what the gossip is and that kind of thing, because Idane loves it and she knows she does.
Oh yeah. So she'll say with the intrigue, she'll say, Owen hasn't really shared with me anything about the father. Are you aware?
I have my guesses, but not even me.
I don't know how everything works in beyond the veil, but if the timing lines up, that would mean that, well, it would have happened over there.
That would be my guess.
She seems happy.
Yeah, there's that at least. She's going to have to make the people really like her in the next several months, but it's Olwen, so how hard could that be?
She does seem to navigate that well enough.
She does indeed. That's the main gossip of the court, isn't it?
That's one of the talking points.
Are there others? You don't have to come up with them out of character.
Yeah.
Just
No,
general.
I know what they are. So
Yeah.
she'll be like, was this that Doggett said that he had talked to Brockfell when Brockfell had returned? He sensed Brockfell was keeping something from him. But I suppose that doesn't really matter. It's just unusual for Brockfell.
That is really odd for Brockvale. I could probably find out if you want. I'm pretty sure he's scared of me. She says this with a baby strapped to her chest.
Sometimes it's more amusing to speculate.
That is very true. Do you think he finally fell in love with someone who is an Olwen?
He did boast on about dueling with a knight. I guess he was victorious.
That's honestly the most surprising thing I've heard tonight.
Yeah, I wouldn't put too much faith in it being true.
That's so sad.
If it helps, Hellion has for sure been backing him up on this.
Yeah, I think like Idane doesn't know that, but I think that makes sense. Like amongst the knights, you probably.
Okay.
But you've been back you've only been back like 2 months, so like you were gone for a long time. You had a very long trip. And fought in a war too on top of that.
Yeah.
So while Solstice was happening, you were in the middle of a battle. And then like you had to deal with that for 28 days, and then you went and retrieved your father, and then you rode back and found the site and met Pelennor. We're gonna have a few glory gains actually for you in a couple of those points. We did the battle stuff, but the stuff from today we have not given you. Mm-hmm. So we'll get there. Sorry, that's an aside. So Idane will look at Beatrice and say, whatever happened there, it must have been quite the something. Hellion returned without a finger, they say.
I mean, Alien's also a knight. I don't really question when one of them comes back injured unless it's the one that I'm in charge of and she gestures off in towards the direction of Gadwigan.
Do you think maybe, because Edane's a gossiper, do you think maybe Brockvale and Edane, or sorry, Brockvale and Alien had another duel? And that is the cause of Alien's wound?
See, now you're making speculations that I want to find out.
I know, but it's fun.
It is fun, but now I want to know.
All right, cool.
I think Beatrice will rope in Alice and see if Alice can get Brockvale to tell him about it.
Okay, yeah.
Freezing Alice now. He's old enough. We'll send him.
Sending a spy.
Yeah, sending a spy.
Child spy. Go.
Child.
Yeah. How old is he now? Like
Alice is like a kid.
Oh,
he's like a kid. I don't remember how old.
He's got to be like 10.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, yeah.
I think we established it's not quite as crazy as that, but I think it's probably.
I feel like he's 7.
7 probably. Like Albans would have been 7 years ago, so probably 7.
Oh yeah, so 7.
Yeah, I was thinking like.
Yeah, because he was gone. He was a newborn during Albans, right? When they left, or a year before.
Yeah, he was a newborn when Alien first came.
Right. Yeah, that was Albans' time, though. I think that was Albans' year.
7 or 8.
Because you guys got back, and everyone's like, "Uther's dead," and you're like, "You mean Aurelius?"
I'm like, "You mean Who's Uther?
Yeah,
you mean Prince Uther? What happened to Aurelius? What are you talking about?"
It's Uther. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry, it's fine.
All right, Beatrice, you, my friend, have 2 glory. Or 2 genealogy.
Yay.
Which translates to 20 glory.
Like?
Yeah. Okay, that brings us to Alien, is your go for round 1 of 2.
In first round, we cannot draw cards, so...
You can.
Can I?
Yep.
Yeah, I just couldn't draw cards because I'm above the salt.
When you're above the salt, you're not allowed to.
Oh, okay.
You can't be down on the floor, even though the host can come bug you in cards, which is weird. But I guess there's some. They're trying to make some trade-off to not always wanting to be above the salt.
Mm-hmm. I think she's hanging out with the other knights who are below the salt.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're just like exchanging essentially like probably big fish stories, stuff like that.
I love it. Maybe this could be like a indulgent or temperate role, depending on what way you want to focus on it, just to like rally and inspire the crew. Is that? I would also accept a compose or orate. I mean, for the storytelling part of it.
Let's do.
Temperate would be like you're sitting there and you're like, here, have one more of these as you're like talking through the stories and stuff. Orate would be more like about you telling a story that's worth glory.
And indulgent would be
kind of the same as temperate, but it's more of a scene of you guys all cheering, you know, wine and mead glasses together as you bond.
Whoever can't top the last story has to drink.
Let's see if I can impassion myself. I can. I'm trying to decide if I should do indulge or orate.
Your call.
Roll. Flip a coin. Roll a d2.
Oh, you failed indulgence.
Ooh.
But you didn't fumble. All that means is that you are drunk. So when you're drunk, you're not super drunk. Okay. First off, the way drunk works is it's like a plus. I think did I put that here yet?
Yeah, it's on the bottom of the piece.
Yeah. So you're not roaring drunk. You're drunk. Or wait, no, you felt indulgent. Yeah, you can't seem to like you want to get drunk with them, but you're finding yourself just still stuck at a distance from them. All that means is that you don't pass here. Maybe you're a bit temporarily melancholic, not in the thought of the game's word melancholy, but just
she's not getting into the groove of things right now.
You're still trying to overcome the Fae passion to do this sort of thing on the regular, and it's awkward for you.
Yeah,
Pinky hurts. Hard to drink properly.
I think they're all getting along, but like the positive effects of that are, when it comes around to your story, your story doesn't land as well as you'd want it to, and you're a little like
she's too honest to make it a real big fish story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, she's having a hard time doing two-handed drinks because one of the hands is like missing a finger.
Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah, people are noticing that too. That could be fun. They're kind of like, oh. All right, that brings us to round 2.
Round 2. Now I go talk with Rianne.
Okay. What role, good friend? What are you aiming to do?
I think she's kind of gonna. Good question. It might be intrigue, to try and like figure out baby-related stuff and like how she feels about all of.
If you're trying to find out information or scheme, it's more intrigue. If you're trying to impress or make someone less mad at you or whatever, that would be more courtesy.
All right, I'm doing courtesy.
Okay.
Don't hate me. I love you.
Incoming fumble.
How dare you? Impossible. Actually.
Oh, it is actually impossible. Okay.
Yeah, with my geniality.
Okay.
That's success.
Okay, so that will play out as a success as far as the geniality is concerned. It doesn't necessarily by itself.
Right, I still have to role play it.
Well, that, and I think I'm gonna test something too.
Yeah. I don't get to hypnotize her into automatically forgiving me.
Yeah.
What? Advantage.
Ooh.
Oh. Okay. Has she used her mulligan?
Right. Well, a failure.
It's not a fumble.
No, you were actually contesting against her, so this might actually be a good thing for you.
Ooh.
I will add a caveat, and the caveat is she's gonna need an explanation. Or right. If anything more than like she's gonna be civil and courteous to you at a distance, so that's kind of how it starts. She's very formal, polite, puts on a smile. You don't see seething or anything like that, but there's like a suspicion behind her in that.
Well, I needed an heir. It was convenience, really.
I understand. You owe me no explanation, Owen.
But I want to. You mean so much to me, Rian. Your opinion means the world to me.
And you shall always have that much, so long as I am your vassal and your friend.
Friend. Right. I do want to tell you. And I think I want people to know. I'm scared. It's always difficult, these sorts of things, you know. Most people don't mind.
Yeah, she kind of cuts you off. She's like, you don't owe me an explanation, Owen.
I know. But it's less of an explanation and more of I trust you, and I want you to know, and I want those closest to me to know.
Of course.
And I do want to tell Beatrice as well, and those close to me. So I have a feeling that you might be able to help me broach the subject with them when the time comes. So I want them. They deserve to know before anyone else. I think I need your help.
I will help where I can. Absolutely.
Thank you.
She nods. Awesome. Okay, let's do this. So that's 3 geniality.
Yay!
Oh. Okay. That brings us to Beatrice. Round 2.
For someone who has a dance score as low as I do, I force people to dance a lot. So I'm forcing Cadogan to dance.
Okay, that makes sense.
She's following her usual route with these types of things.
All right, let's see. I think we established his not so good dancing score as well.
Neither of us are good.
Yep.
And I have 2
But you guys have fun.
Well, we have fun, man. Oh my god, I succeeded.
Hell yes.
I don't think I've succeeded in a while.
And that's a tick, baby.
It is a tick, and it's going to be an extra point of geniality. And we'll see what happens with Cadogan.
Cadogan's dancing.
Oh, look at that!
We can dance!
Yay!
You guys do surprisingly well.
Guys.
Yeah. Interesting.
I'll let everyone know it's just because you're doing well.
Yeah, everyone's like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
First everyone's like, oh, they're going to do that again. Wait, they're actually doing
like,
well.
They're like, yeah, look, we only count 4 feet. Normally we count like 8 when the 2 of them are together. Yeah.
Oh my god.
So Beatrice, on top of that, I think, so obviously tick dance, you get 2 geniality, and I'm going to get, do you have a more Cadogan on your sheet?
do, I think. Yeah.
Shouldn't.
It should now
I
be.
sure do.
Yeah, it should be now love Cadogan.
It's a love Cadogan? Okay.
Yeah. Amor is prior to sealing the deal.
Okay, cool.
In any bodily way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's higher than my love family is currently, so I'll take it.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah,
my
buddy.
love of Nimue.
Yeah, you got some mixed family. You're like, I like parts of my family.
Yeah, it's like there are parts that are good. There's also parts that are not great.
Okay.
But yeah, I think she dances. I think she would hand the baby to Adane because I feel like baby is still too small to be just like strapped to me while I'm dancing.
Yeah. And we'll give you a tick on love Cadogan. Makes sense for this. Or I'll give you the option. It could be love family instead if you choose to get the tick on that. It could be either.
No, I want it to be love Cadogan. Love is real.
Love is real.
All right. Yeah, and it goes a lot better. Normally you guys are just playing cleanup after friggin' like falling
usually
all over.
it's like an excuse to talk. It's like a lot of the like
last time you closed someone, it was bad. Clothesline.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. That brings us to Elian for round 2. You watch as the nights continue. It's almost like one of those weird things where it's like you're at the table, you started the conversation, and you're not a part of it. You can choose to double down if you want and try again. I think you can choose anything you want, or you can just pull a card, see what happens. Be like, you know what? Screw this. It isn't working.
She's gonna try again, I think. She's like, no, hang on. Let's get into this.
Okay. Yeah. You're like, I can do it. Okay. Let's see how this
Can
goes.
I
do it?
try to passion a personality trait or?
Yes, you can. However, I will remind you, especially at a feast, you have a contested roll on this.
Oh yeah.
You must test your Faerie. You succeed, but at a lower score, so hospitality wins out.
Okay.
Nice.
So you get your +5. All right.
Oh,
you are
got the
drunk.
+5. That is
Hell yeah.
that'd be a crit without the +5.
Oh yeah, it would have been. One day I'm gonna write a better mechanic for that. I'm not sure what it is, but I'm gonna write a mechanic where you can do something to alter, like when you go, I want this, and then it turns out of a crit because you chose to impassion. I feel like that should still be. It should have like something.
Something, yeah. Yeah, I
there
get
should
that.
be some way to manipulate that, but not all of them either, because that would be really annoying.
Right.
Too. It'd be like, this one's important. I want that crit. Like, but regardless, Elian, you're gonna get your geniality for that, and that will close out the feast. This was kind of more of a back in Barrowcrest kind of feast. It's still
back in town.
Yeah, it's still unclear who's gonna take over for Rissland. I don't think you know that yet, Olwen. So we'll play on that next time.
Well, I know a story she's told. She's told about the Wotan man from the battle with the Saxons.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh!
Yeah, are you admitting to being in a battle, or are you gonna kind of describe it like? I guess how specific are you gonna be? Because I mean, you guys have seen Saxons as far west as here.
I don't think she's being super specific.
Yeah, you talk about killing a Saxon, but not battle. Maybe.
Yeah, they're just like talking about different like fights and battles. I don't think they're being specific about what battle.
Yeah. Okay. So you could. I mean, this could be back from your. This could be back from your Aurelius days, for all they know. Yeah, it makes sense.
For all they know, yeah.
I captured a dude.
Yep.
I mean, I've captured a few dudes. Let's be honest here.
Yeah. We're just saying, like, one time I captured a Saxon man.
His name was Sex Wolf.
And then he was a jerk, and after we were so nice to him.
You know what's hilarious? So I was going through the NPCs that they offer for this game, and during Anarchy, they actually have a actually have a. No, this doesn't really fit. I think what we're doing, but they have an Atheling Saxon namesake, Sex Wolf. So it's SAEXWUL.
Are you telling me Sex Wolf was canon?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, it's not.
And we killed him because, listen, sir.
You spurned our hospitality?
You really did. Real bad. Real bad.
That's awesome.
I'm so nice. I'm so nice.
And just like we hit the end of that, we were like, well, now he has to die. Like,
we'll never let that go.
No. Yeah. No, we'll die on this hill. I will die on this hill.
He's dead now, but we will never let it go.
Yeah. We have to establish our canons. It's fair. So, we're going to dole out a couple other things. Olwen, for your use of glamour throughout the entirety of that, I want you to roll me 4d100. Oh, it's a lot when you're typing it on a phone.
Yeah.
In the future, I can just test that for you, I guess, if it's not that relevant.
It's fine. I don't mind. One day my computer will come back from the war.
One day.
130.
So that 138 plus 300, you have 438 insight.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then obviously you got your glory from what you rolled and stuff, and then until the heir is acknowledged, we're not going to give you any glory there for that. Like right now, people believe it's yours, but they also don't know what and where.
Yeah, well, hopefully Rian can help me with that.
Yeah.
Beatrice, claiming it as hers, because that totally works.
Right. Beatrice, you're going to get 1,000 insight for the birth on the solstice.
Okay.
Yeah. And no glory. You've already had glory for
40.
Yeah. I mean, no additional glory, I should say. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I also fulfilled my my thing for my god too.
Yes, that should be like, I think Rebecca calculates. Are you still doing that?
Right. Yes, I have the stuff in my in drafts right now.
Okay, all good. I'm asking because of your situation right now, more so. With the
Yeah. Yeah.
Elian, we already gave you the battle stuff, but we're gonna give you let's see, I'm gonna do the math. We're just gonna calculate it all together. I'm gonna give you 500 glory for your overall quest. So that was 500. Everything all the way to, like, that's not counting the battle. It's everything you did before and after the battle, effectively. So. What does that put you at, Elian?
Let me check the tracker because I haven't added those yet.
We're not going to do a winter phase now. We can choose to do it at the beginning of the next session, or we can do it like before we go live. Or we can kind of do it both. We could technically go live with the winter phase, then go offline and come back with the game. That's an option too. So.
And sorry, did you say Beatrice got 1,000 insight?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So that automatically for winter phase, every time you crest 1,000 in glory or an insight, In insight, you get to put in any of your magic talents or sight. And in when it's glory, it's anything else on your sheet that isn't magic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just short of 4,867.
Okay. And what were you before all the additional glory you gained? Were you already over 4,000 for a night?
I was already over 4,000.
Okay. So you're considered a notable knight right now, and at 8,000 you become famous. So.
All right.
Awesome.
And okay.
Okay,
I
let's
can't really see how much geniality. I know I got 6. Emily got
4.
4, and
Hellion got 1.
1.
I
Okay,
got
perfect.
1.
Perfect.
All right, we're gonna cut over for some outros, and then we'll close and let everyone do their thing. So.
Hi, my name is Rebecca, and I played Owen. Where did my baby go? And I had a baby, and he turns out really sweet. If he is blonde, but he's a good boy.
You're like, everyone has their flaws, but
he could have been so perfect. But...
we will
Lord?
go to Emily next.
I am Emily. I played Beatrice very briefly, Everett, just to say he's alive and he's good and he's there. And yeah, Beatrice also has a child now.
Yeah.
So see how that goes in the chaos.
Should be fine.
Let's add more moving parts. It'll be fine.
That's how it goes. Nicole.
Hi, I'm Nicole. I played Sir Elian, who managed to not get lost.
True. We all win sometimes.
Yeah. Just going to start being called Sir Elian the Nine-Fingered instead of Elian the Lost.
Oh,
Right.
Nine Fingers. Great.
Yeah. Oh, it just occurred to me.
Okay, Frodo.
I was thinking Baldur's Gate. Anyways. So many things with Nine Fingers.
Frodo was the original Nine Finger. Frodo of the Nine Fingers. They call it. There's a song, a bad song, in one of.
Photo of the Nine Finger.
Yeah, I played Nicole. I'm Nicole. I play Sir Elian.
God damn.
I play Nicole every day.
It's really in it now, boys.
We're playing chess. Nicole's over here playing checkers. Wait, the other way?
I'm playing checkers.
I'm playing Go.
Playing Yahtzee.
I'm trying to think of a game. I'm playing Sorry. I don't know.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Playing Twister.
We love Sorry.
4D chess. Indeed. Okay, I'm Bob. We run Pendragon 3 times a week. This group runs every Tuesday in Summerland. And then we have the neighboring county of Salisbury on Sundays and the neighboring kingdom of Nintelia's Avalon on Fridays. We are off for Friday. I will be away, returning kind of mid to late Sunday. But we should be on for the Salisbury game, which is good because we were off for Gentlemen of the List last Sunday. So hopefully not 2 in a row. Yeah. But thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.
Bye. Join our Discord. I linked it in the chat.